Wow, Erica, it's 101 degrees. You still up for a hike today?
It's August in Texas and we are pushing 100-degree temperatures today. So where do you go to cool off this time of year? Underground, where it's 68 degrees year-round. Can a cave be one of the best Texas State Park adventures of the summer? We're gonna find out. We'll see you there.
A lot of people here today. It's end of summer.
We are here at Longhorn Caverns State Park, just outside of Marble Falls, between Marble Falls and Burnet, a short drive from Austin and San Antonio, and we can actually hear the tour that started ahead of ours. We have our 11 o'clock entry time, and we can hear their voices coming out of the caverns below us.
Please use available exits now.
About 5 minutes at the CCC Admin Building. Again, yellow tickets for the 11 o'clock tour. Your tour is starting in about 5 minutes at the CCC Admin Building.
During the 1930s, most of the park structures were built by the CCC, or Civilian Conservation Corps. This included the main administrative building, residences, pavilion, terrace, picnic facilities, observation tower, walls, and staircases.
The beauty and artistry of this compass that has been designed and inlaid on the roof is just one of those little Easter eggs that you find with the CCC buildings. The patterns that they use for the stonework is beautiful.
It is also of note that during the American Civil War, Confederate forces exploited the caverns for bat guano, a source of potassium nitrate necessary for the manufacture of gunpowder.
Mark and I are getting ready to meet up with our tour group, and we're standing here at this beautiful CCC structure. And the thing that we are talking about is that the materials that were used to create this building were actually sourced from the caverns that we're about to go into. We always feel a sense of gratitude and pride for the work of the Civilian Conservation Corps. These were young men who worked in this federal program during the Great Depression and created these wonderful places before they ended up heading off to war. We're about to start the tour at Longhorn Caverns State Park. It's just over a mile in about 90 minutes, so we'll see you there.
So all this rock around us is limestone, and it's got 500 million years old. So a comparison in age, Carlsbad Caverns is 300 million years old, but our cavern system is 3 million. Now, this was a part of a New Deal program set in place by President FDR's administration during the Great Depression. Stone carried by that water. When that water evaporates, these minerals get deposited elsewhere. All of these minerals are called calcium carbonate. A bit more on the ceiling, and then above my head here are called soda straws. Here's our first flow overhang.
Ooh, look at that.
That's beautiful.
Quartz, I'm assuming, maybe? Ooh, that's pretty too.
Here today for you guys to view. So you guys are going to go into these glass houses.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a different kind of crystal cave.
How cool is this?
What's your step here?
Yeah.
And your head.
So cool.
Oop.
So pretty. Yeah, it's so cool. Oh my gosh.
This is a very short one.
Watch it.
Yeah. Oh.
So beautiful though. So interesting. Little tricolor bats.
They are super small, like I said, little chicken nuggets. They're one of the smallest in North America and the second smallest in the state of Texas, next to the canyon bats.
This formation is naturally created. It was formed out of dolomite, and the CCC found it, and then they placed it here.
1, 2, 3,
Stay.
daylight, but they only mine the chert out in this room and only
Chert?
That's because to the left and right of us was total darkness, and Native Americans did not venture further into the cavern system. They stayed in this room with the most natural light. In 1936, the CCC packed it off with concrete. So what you guys are looking at right now is a completely natural sinkhole. Moist and humid cavern environment, all that wood began to rot away, so the CCC removed it. But that lunchroom stayed on the surface until about the 60s.
Keep going until it says stop.
It says to fill, to dispense, and to use as a commode. So these barrels held rations, food. So you'd eat all the food out of this barrel, then you'd reuse it for water collection, and then you'd grab a toilet seat, put it on top, and you put all that food right back where it came from. Let's hope. This is what the church is supposed to look like in that council room.
Oh, there's a bat right there.
What's that?
A bat right there on the wall.
It's a bat on the wall.
There are 3 different levels to the cavern system. There's the main floor where we're standing, the attic space up above, and then the basement level down below.
Jeez.
Cool.
Okay, so this is the basement level. This is our pit. Now we used to call this the wishing well, but unfortunately that made people want to throw coins into it, so we had to stop that.
Lumbago Alley. How's your lumbago?
My lumbago's fine. Here we go again.
Oh boy. This is appropriately named.
Okay, so this is a shaft. So is it man-made or is it completely natural?
Man-made.
Man-made. So this shows us we're about 6 stories beneath the surface. It's about 60 feet underground.
Oh, look at this.
Oh my.
Wow.
This is cool.
You can see how the water just smooth and scalloped. Beautiful, huh?
It is beautiful. We're walking through this section of the cave that is created by dolomite, and we are actually walking on a prehistoric riverbed that ran through and created all these formations. This less common type of cavern is a flow cave, formed by strong currents rather than slow water seepage that forms the majority of caverns in Texas. It doesn't sound like...
Or it's not active anymore.
It doesn't sound like it's an active location for the Mexican free-tail bats.
So at one point, this room was filled to the top with super saturated mineral water, that carbonic acid. You look up there, that is not a concrete cap. That is completely natural, where that water sat for many years. And as that water sat, the carbon dioxide left and it changed the chemical composition, making it to where calcium carbonate could no longer be dissolved in high amounts. So as that water level receded over time, this section became the largest because it stayed underneath that water the entire period.
A lot of tours, huh? Mm-hmm. Multiple concurrent. Yes. Don't trip.
I'm not going.
Eyes on the road.
This is also the Texas Rangers entrance. So this is where they would have came down and rescued that girl. It was a small opening, that way they could use that darkness to their advantage and go around the corner. Now, opening day of the park, 1932, it looked like this picture right here. This is Thanksgiving Day celebration. These bleachers are important because they hosted non-denominational church service for a few years.
Oh, here's a good place to duck. Definitely a different temperature up here.
So did you enjoy the spelunking?
Oh, I did. It was very interesting, very different from the Natural Bridge Caverns tours that we've done, but interesting nonetheless.
But each of these caverns has its own unique personality, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. We would definitely recommend this tour. It's a great thing to do in Texas, especially during the summer heat of August. It is a younger cavern, so you don't see the stalactites and stalagmites that you typically see in some of the older caverns like Carlsbad, or even if you visited Natural Bridge Caverns, but very interesting nonetheless, and takes you all over the subterranean area that we're in right now. So put it on your list, and it's a great summer activity. A few tips to share to plan for your visit to Longhorn Caverns State Park. Number 1, book your tickets in advance. This is a very popular tour and they sell out quickly.
Number 2, wear sensible shoes. There are areas that are very slippery.
Number 3, if you want to bring water, just make sure it's plain, no flavored water in the caverns.
Number 4, photography, videography is permitted, but no flash.
And number 5, be prepared to bend over. Some of the ceilings are very low within the caverns.
Sometimes being 6'2" is not advantageous.
The Visitor Center at Longhorn Caverns State Park has an elaborate gift shop with all kinds of t-shirts and merch. It's got your little lanterns here. There are all kinds of toys and gifts for kids, artwork and posters celebrating the heritage of this CCC Texas State Park. If you like this video and want to follow us and learn more about Texas Hill Country trails and adventures, we invite you to like, subscribe, comment, and share.
And have a joyous occasion. We'll hopefully see you in the next one.
Can you believe that they hauled over 3,000 dump trucks of debris out of that cave?
That's astonishing. Those guys sure had one heck of a work ethic, didn't they?
They sure did.